What's going on, gamers? We got a lot of stuff coming out for Resident Evil Requiem today. You know, as usual, has great videos. So in this video, we're going to be focusing on the Switch 2, the Series S mainly, and the PlayStation 5 being in comparison to the other two and seeing the difference here. It gets interesting because in this video, the Switch 2 is beating the Series S in image quality. And that's because DLSS is better than FSR and it has that type of tech. They're kind of close. Going down here, though, if we look at some of these highlights, let's talk about this real quick before we get into this. This comparison focuses on showing the difference in capabilities of the Switch 2. More videos coming soon with PS5 Pro, Series X, and PC, which he just launched. We'll get to that. Requiem does not have display modes on consoles, something strange these days. Switch 2 and Series S have some visual cutbacks compared to PS5, such as geometry, texturing, shadows, hair quality, and lighting. Switch 2 renders at a higher resolution than Series S, in addition to having some superior textures. The target frame rate for all three platforms is 60, but Switch 2 rarely manages to achieve that consistently. There's a difference between the CPU. An option to lock the rate at 30 frames per second would have been nice. Load times are slightly longer on a Switch 2. Despite an uneven performance on Switch 2, I was able to enjoy this version on handheld. VRR support for the dock should be mandatory these days. So I think that's the type of stuff that can happen, and if they get frame gen, it's going down. So you guys ready to see how the Switch 2 version beats the Series S in image quality? This gets very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let's go. Oh, that does look better. So 1080p 60, PlayStation 5 upscaled to 4K 60. And Switch 2 has a 720p internal. Yeah, for handheld, that's insane for a next-gen game. Definitely they're setting the bar in technology. Guys, we seeing this? Switch 2 version looks better than the Series S. Interesting. Yeah, if you pause here, you could clearly see that's the blurriest version. Then we obviously see an improvement going over here to everything. But yeah, I mean, even the hair quality and the way that the clarity is coming in is lesser. Yep. That's hilarious. Even shadows. I think we see there's definitely an improvement there. Damn. This makes sense. They have better CPUs, but the fact that the image quality is better and you're still getting that and being able to take it portable, yeah, I'd take that over the Series S version. I'll be playing this on the Pro. Damn, man, it's kind of like there's a clear difference. Like, oof. It looks nice there for sure. We're seeing it again, guys. If we pause right here, look how blurry that is. The image quality. They got to be using an older FSR, and then you see that clearly looks better, and then it looks even more clear there. The only thing is right here, where there seems to be an issue. So there's something going on with global illumination just on that spot. Now we're doing loading times. Yeah, they have SSDs. That makes sense. That's still not too bad, though. Okay, mesh. Yep, that looks better. That looks slightly better as well. The Switch 2 mesh quality is really good. And we see texture clarity right there on the PlayStation. Okay, reflections. Those ones are a little bit closer. Except it looks like there's no rain effect hitting the lights on the Switch. But the background effects to the left are better. This is actually impressive that it's managing the whole 60 right here, like this. With better image quality. This is the thing that we need to consider. I'm gonna be doing third person. Yeah, that looks more clear. And then even more clear with more people. You can see right there, it's blurry there, more clear here, and crystal clear here. There's a difference there. This is where we see it. And this is happening consistently. For a handheld, that's impressive. Yep. Yep, looks better. This wasn't a fluke, guys. This is a clear improvement in every scene. And then showing the PlayStation 5 improving over that, which makes sense. Yeah, this is the toughest spot in the game, like Digital Foundry said. This makes sense. Just still getting more than 30, which everybody could have asked for. It's kind of like VRR performance, but even better. You can up to 49 or 50 with higher image quality. That's impressive for like the technology they have. All they need now is frame gen. Yeah, and it's going down. And this part looks well and all. They have a different color palette on the Switch too because of NVIDIA. You can definitely see the color palette have a different tone to it right there. Here we go with global illumination again. Yeah. So here we have it, guys. The Switch 2 version beating the Series S clearly in every scene. And the only differences here is the frames because of the CPU difference. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. This is actually very interesting. It shows the difference between the technology of NVIDIA's GPU and DLSS versus the Series S and the PlayStation 5. And the Series S is a fully powered console, though, with a lot more watt usage. Imagine Nintendo cranks that up and gets frame gen. What if they do a mid-gen upgrade? That would be crazy. I think they should down the line more than ever. And this is a game that is embarrassing the rest of developers in the industry who have been lazy on their ports and lots of other things. It lets you know about a lot of things this whole generation. This is very impressive by Capcom. Once again, setting the standard and the bar in the industry, and they've been doing it nonstop, and I'm love seeing it. Later, y'all. Peace out. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. All versions are still good. And there could be more optimizations because we know this game is going to sell 10 million for sure. Later.